All right, you guys, let's get into it. I got another article for you. This is called The Long History of Aphrodisiacs from Health Tonic to Sexual Aid. This is going to cover some good information. The main gist of this is how every single culture around the world has always taken pride and had a reverence for their local plants that promoted vitality and sexual performance and stimulation, right? Because these are herbs. This is a health factor. So fertility and vitality has always been a thing that the men of the past took pride in, right? It wasn't until later now that because we have big pharma, they have turned the idea of natural male enhancement into something that's like, yeah, right, because they have these pills. And they've turned the idea of male enhancement that's unnatural into an embarrassing thing to do. Buying blue pills, honey packs, and garbage like that, that's embarrassing. A man can't take pride in that. At MrEarthRose.com, the Warhorse products, we create natural things that men can be proud of having. That's what we do here. So we're bringing back the authenticity to the idea of aphrodisiacs. Now, I'm going to jump into it. It says, long before Viagra, people around the world and throughout history used aphrodisiacs to boost health and improve fertility. People across time and place have considered it both possible and valuable to influence sex with food and drugs. Until the advent of modern vaccines, no medical product has been more widely traded throughout the world history than aphrodisiacs. The herbal or animal extracts purported to arouse sexual desire, stimulate genitalia, or enhance erotic pleasure. Reference to aphrodisiacs are found in the medical sources of ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome, of China, India, the Middle East, and in traditional pharmacies of African and South American cultures. One might expect that due to their close relation to sex and intimacy, religious authorities would have long suppressed aphrodisiacs. But in fact, this is not the case. Aphrodisiacs were systematized as a class of substance in elaborate detail by the apothecaries of the Islamic, Judaic, and Christian worlds in the medieval and early modern era, for instance. They were broadly accommodated within the worldviews of the monotheistic religions. Yet by the middle of the 19th century, modern scientific biomedicine had come to discredit the very notion of aphrodisiacs, developing the view that such substances were at best wishful thinking, at worst the epitome of quackery. Recent pharmaceutical research hasn't shown much interest in the vast knowledge banks of aphrodisiac medical traditions across world history, and most of the traditional substances purported to influence sex have never been subjected to modern scientific investigation. I'm going to read you the clip of this quote in these orange letters here on the side. It says, it was thought that both the devil himself and the witches who were his servants had the power to inflict impotence and infertility via magic spells. Unfortunately, most of us in America are pretty childlike in our thinking. We shun these ideas of dark magic to be something that's just like quackery, right? Like it's a joke. But the reality is it's not a fucking joke. And there's magic that goes on today. It's called Hollywood. It's called predictive programming. It's called the subconscious subliminal signs that they put inside movies and TV shows that plant seeds in your psyche that have you acting them out in your daily life and through your thought process of how you see the world. Then you have the food magic, eating things that are cursed, like animals that live in hell, right? And then it meets your dinner plate and you eat this tortured animal, right? Animals that are cloned, animals that are treated like fucking shit, and then you get it, right? And you eat this animal that lived in fear and pain. This is dark magic. This is cursed food. Then you eat a bunch of GMO shit, a bunch of processed shit, this is the devil's entrees, okay? So we are doing the same thing today. It just looks a little different. On top of that, you're taking pills and bogus ass fake honey packs and shit like that. That's hexing yourself because you're consuming things that are made by people with wicked intention, right? And now it's inside of you. That intention, that energy, That's inside of you. You've consumed it, right? So let's go to the next one. It says, they were enjoyed not as remedies against sexual pathology, but as fragrant and delightful enhancements that were also prescribed as general health tonic products. That's pretty much the gist of everything I say about the aphrodisiacs at MrEarthRose.com. Guys, there's much more in this article. You will see the link and stuff like that. You can go on the website and read the whole thing for yourself. But essentially, and it talks about the different cultures all over the world, the different continents trading these plants. It talks about the Muslims and the Europeans and them trading different herbs and plants. Talks about the Greeks and the Romans. Talks about the Africans and the South Americans, their medicine. So every culture took pride in what we call aphrodisiacs, which are vitality plants, life-giving plants, right? Make sure you go on to MrEarthRose.com. Don't fall for no bullshit gimmicks. Get off of the pages of people selling Grace cacao that's microwaved and dick pumps and Grace Caliv snake oil from the dead Chinese water snake that's very harmful. If you put it on yourself, it's going to do some major damage to your phallus. Stay away from these ignorant people. Get clean, real products from people who are actually concerned about your well-being. Don't buy no gimmick shit. Stick to some real shit, man. Go to MrEarthRose.com and check it out.